Yo, what is good, YouTubes? This is your boy in NYC. It's me, Ray, and this is the EDCC. That is the Everyday City Carry. And today we have got a special video. If you guys have been fans of the podcast for a while, you would have realized that there's no episode 53. So I thought it was only fitting to have my homie on, my best mate Spazzman, to fill in on this episode.
Screen is black. It's darkness.
Wait, you can't see me? Shut
up.
up.
No. My shit went to sleep. Sorry. It's,
okay.
Okay.
Yo,
okay.
Bro.
Dude, I fucking restarted my computer. It's the first time I restarted it, right?
Oh,
and it fucking crashed. It was like, you need to restore your hard drive.
Yeah.
Like,
what?
Yeah, some whack shit. Yeah.
Well, everybody, how's it going? This podcast is already starting off crazy. I've got my best mate on the podcast tonight. That's Spazzman. You guys have heard me talk about him so many times. Dude, how have you been, bro? I know you moved to Hawaii. Dude. What's life like?
It's good to be here. Good to be here. Dude, Hawaii is fucking awesome. Oh, yeah. Wait, before we get started, let's cheers. Let's cheers.
Oh shit, I just drank it already.
Yeah. I know.
Cheers to you, my friend. I bought Bullet this time.
Man. Yeah. Cheers. Bullet. I'm a big fan of Bullet. I like
Bullet Ride. What do you got?
Midnight Express, Stella, Midnight Lager. Yeah. But
is it like really stouty?
Yeah. It's like a stout. I'm trying it for the first time today. It's not bad.
What do you normally drink out there? Like Mahalo beer or some shit like?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, they got one that's called.
They have a spam flavored liqueur or something. No, just like,
dude, it's not bad. Like they got you know why? They got the pure ass rainwater out here, right? So like they brew the beer with it, and it's actually pretty legit. Yeah,
dude, that sounds sick. You know, like let's talk about that a little bit. What made you decide to go over there? I know you were living in San Francisco before this one. It's crazy because I have told this story about you where you are just this friend of mine that just moves anywhere he wants without knowing anyone. And I always end it with like, that's fucking white privilege right there. But like, what made you decide to move to Hawaii?
That's kind of a long story, but I mean,
it's a podcast.
The short of it, yeah. So the short of it is, anyone, I don't know if any of your listeners live out on the West Coast, right? Probably not, but
some do.
San Francisco is fucked right now, dude. Like, the state is burning down, right? Like literally north and south, everything's on fire. There's like, everyone's fleeing the fucking city because it's in lockdown, right? Why are you going to pay, $20,000 a month for office space if you can't even have people in the fucking building? So everyone's leaving it, right? It's like a wasteland, man. It's crazy. Wow. I basically, me and all my friends decided to just get the fuck out, and we were not alone in that. Like, more than half the city is leaving. It's crazy. Yeah. When we were moving out, we were fucking throwing a bunch of shit outside, and a fucking bobcat showed up, and my fucking house. I swear to God, he's fighting, like, because we threw out some food in the refrigerator, we cleaned it out. So the bobcat is in there, like, eating the ground beef, right? And my roommate is out there with the garbage can lid and a broom, and he's, like, trying to fucking fight it off. He thinks, dude, the bobcat thinks it's like a carcass. He's, like, fighting over it.
That's crazy.
That's the kind of shit we're dealing with out there, right? Yeah. So I was just like, fuck this. This is way too hot. I'm getting out of here. And just,
dude, that scene that I just pictured right now is like, that is the beginning of like an Elder Scrolls game, and you have like really whack gear. You have like a garbage.
Yeah, that's what it was like.
Club, the bobcat.
I'm banging on the cowbell. Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah, man. I saw a picture of like the shit map. Right, and like I said it.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like there's shit everywhere, like human feces. So they have a map in San Francisco which shows you the dangerous areas where there could be human excrement, and it's like the whole thing.
Yeah, it's literally just straight up. But yo, can we pull shit up? How does this work? You got like
I'm probably gonna
like Jamie pull that shit up.
No, I wish that I had Jamie pull that shit up, but we clearly do not have that technology. I'm in my movie room right now.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. Oh, you splice it in like after, right?
I might.
So we can just put like a little corner up here and be like, yeah, there's the shit now.
So basically, if I remember to splice it in, I will.
Okay.
What I'm trying to do with the podcast lately is not edit it as much as I used to, because I feel like people can see like how genuine it is, you know what I mean? And people have been enjoying it, man. You know, although like the only non-knife person I had on here, that was like the lowest ratings I ever had. And that was Negro Jump, bro.
Oh shit.
No, but I think the fans of each, because he's a bigger channel than me, like they're a bigger channel than me. I think the fans don't overlap that hard. But I think with you, since people are like tuning in to just, you know, check out what I'm doing, they're like, oh, that's his boy, yo, like he always talks about him. You know what I mean?
I mean, we've been into gear for a while. You know, I remember back in the day, you used to have the Buster Sword from Cloud, Final Fantasy VII. Remember that shit? And you slept with it? Like, yeah, you were like, yeah, I got blades, and you pulled that shit out.
No, but you see, like that time, right? I didn't understand that like materials and like steel mattered. I looked for like the coolest shit, right? Like the coolest looking shit. You know, like I'm gonna just give you an example right now. I was playing with this earlier. I didn't like, if I look at this like back then, if we looked at this, actually no, it looks pretty dope actually. But
yeah, it's pretty sick.
You know, you would think like, yeah, I can go on Amazon and buy this for like $70-$50 or something. This is $425, dude.
Holy shit.
Yeah, my friend Slicey Dicey sent this to me today, but it's because of the materials and like the craftsmanship that goes into it. When we first met, like I didn't know anything about that. I was like, yo, I'm gonna just get the Buster Sword. If people try to rob me, I'm gonna take it out and I'm gonna go like, you know, Cloud fucking what is it? What is it? The Cloud Breaker? Is that what he does? Like, I don't know.
I think he does the Omni Slash shit.
Okay, there you go. Let's go with that. What do you do out there in Hawaii right now, man? What's your day like? You know?
Well, first off, how's the sound, by the way? Can you hear it all right? Like,
I can hear you.
Am I coming through clear? All right.
It's coming through clear for me. It definitely, I'm definitely jealous of what I hear because I hear like beachy sounds.
You hear the ocean, right? Yeah, here,
awesome.
hang on. Let me see. Can you see like, hang on, can you see what I'm looking at right now? I don't know how bright it is, but
it looks
we got
so
banana
dope.
trees over here and shit. Like,
bro.
Yeah, palm trees up there. But yeah, man, it's pretty legit, you know. We're fucking doing it big out here in Hawaii.
That is so
you gotta
crazy.
come out, man. We'll do like, you know, like a video out here, you know, in IRL.
IRL in real life, for people that don't know what that is. I'm sure they do. But yeah, what's your typical day like, man? So you like wake up, you know, like what do you do while you're there right now? Like what's your day look like?
It's pretty fucked. This is gonna sound insane, but you know, I'll wake up. First of all, it's like easy as hell to wake up here, right? Because the sun comes in, you get the natural light, all that. It's really nice. Wake up, probably like jump in the ocean for a good like 15-20 minutes. Just chill, wake up, you know. After that, make some coffee, some breakfast, and that's about it.
Wow, that's like and then that's your day. Like you kind of just think like, yo, we should hit up the luau later, or like, oh, yo, like you know, Moana's dad caught a pig, so he invited us over, like that kind of shit.
Exactly. Yeah, just kind of wing it. Like, you know, I've been you know, I bought a moped, right? So I've been driving that around. Yeah, hell yeah, man, this shit's sick. It's so good to like get around because, you know, it's like if I want to run down the store or wherever, hop on that. Just, dude, the whole island looks like this shit. Like what I just showed you with the beaches and everything, beautiful women and trees everywhere. It's just like, it's pretty wild.
Okay, so let me ask you this then, you know, since we got on the topic of women, right? If you were to compare the ratio of hot girls compared to San Francisco, like is the ratio higher?
Bro, there is no comparison. There's
because every girl
let's just say,
right? Is that what it is? Or?
Yeah. First of all, here, like everyone is gorgeous, right? Makes me feel self-conscious. I'm like, damn.
No. Wait. Let me cut you off there. Let me cut you off there for a second, though, okay? Because you definitely look way better than when we last hung out here in New York City. You look like a guy that works on the set of like Magnum PI in Hawaii right now. Like that's what you look
Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
you know, that's the kind of vibe I'm trying to cultivate.
Yo,
yeah, you know, it's like
you look like an
you miss it
extra
though.
in Far Cry 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I can see that. I can see that. I mean, literally though, yesterday I had the big ass surfer fro. You missed it, dude. My hair was like down to here. It was like fucking. It was grown out. Yeah, but it was. You know what the thing is? It was too hot. I had to like cut it off. You know. I see what you got going on with the shaved side.
Yeah, I did. I look like an island person. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, did you?
I kept the
Holy shit. Damn.
Yeah,
dude, the cops don't pull you over looking like that? That's crazy, dude. I feel like they've been seeing you.
Kelly didn't like, you know, this is Kelly's first time cutting hair. She was a dog groomer and she was like, it's the same shit. She was like, there's no difference between human clippers and dog clippers. I was like, oh fuck, like I'm in for it right now. She did a pretty good job though. I didn't have her fade it or anything. I just told her like, okay, take a number 2 guard, slap it on, and just make it even. That's the goal. And she did it, man, you know. I look younger again.
I think it looks legit.
Yeah. Like Steven Seagal, like Filipino version, you know.
Steven Seagal. Oh man, bring up the Steven Seagal clip right now. I've been like,
I know.
He just sits down.
To give people some context about my friendship with Spazzman, I met this guy when he was 16 years old. I must have been, I
think 15 actually.
Maybe 15 or 16, and I think I was around 23 or 24 years old, and I'm about to be 40 in January. That is insane,
I mean,
bro.
That's fucking crazy. Yeah, I mean, this dude basically raised me, which probably explains why I'm so fucked up.
Well, I think what happened was when I met you guys, everyone on glowsticking.com, this is even before I was DJing, I was also in like a phase of my life where it was like self-discovery, right? Because I started rebelling against my mom, you know, when I found out that her and my dad were separated, like when I was around 13. So from 13 to 16, it was like compiling already. Like, oh, fuck this. You know, I don't want to listen to, you know what I mean? Because I didn't understand that my parents were human and people split up, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But when I was 16, I started hanging out with the wrong crowd, started running with gangsters and doing dumb shit. When I found like that community where it was like people that danced and were kind of nerdy, were kind of techie, listened to dance music like trance, you know, hard trance, hard style, things like that. Like I was in a journey of self-discovery, you know, and there was a lot of partying going on. And I've talked about that on here mad times. There was this guy, his logo says EDM on it, and his name is Everyday Minimalist. He's a pretty big channel on YouTube.
Oh shit.
Over 225K on TikTok. Huge guy. And
we used to fuck with Minimal, like Richie Hawtin and shit like that.
But you know, but he does EDC actually, right? But his name is Everyday Minimalist, because when you have a minimalist like loadout, like you're carrying just like the bare minimum stuff, like maybe you have a Ridge wallet and like a small knife or something like that, right? But his logo said EDM. And I was like, yo, do you listen to dance music? And I've never felt older, bro. So this is what he told me. He was like, yeah, bro, I'm mad hardcore into like Millennium. And I was like, damn, that's past my time already. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we've listened to Millennium a little bit, but
a little, like when we were still partying.
When we were phasing out.
Millennium was not an EDC when we went there last.
No.
He didn't even exist yet. I think he did, but he wasn't that big. Marshmello just got on the scene.
Yeah,
like,
that was like when he first came out.
And then I was like, oh, did you ever, you know, like get fucked up or anything at these raves? And he was like, no, bro, never got into that. And I was like, damn, that's new breed.
Good.
You know, I told him, you know, I told him that's good, man. He was like, I just never got into it, but I really love Millennium and stuff, and I've never felt older. Like talking about the people that I like. I was like, some of my favorite DJs, two of my favorites, like Madian and Porter Robinson, and he like knew who they were, but he was like, yeah, they're cool. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, bro.
It's like, yeah, that's some boomer shit. Like, dude, that's fucking crazy.
I know, yo.
Oh,
that's
man.
so nuts, man. You know what? Like you've been moving around a lot, man. Like I remember you used to live in Muncie, in like New Jersey.
Yeah.
That's when I met you and shit. and then you moved to Reno, right?
Mm.
And like, what was life like out there? Like,
first of all, anyone who lives out in, you know, in the West Side, like outside of California, it's totally fucking different. It's like a desert, bro. You're living out there and it's just straight up tumbleweeds and shit rolling through town. Like, you know, it's no joke. I mean, I will say though, living in Reno there was a few upsides. Like, there was one weekend, my friends like picked me up in a pickup truck, right? And I jump in the back and they passed me like a mason jar full of moonshine, right? And I start drinking that. And then we just drive into the desert and start shooting guns into the air, like straight up fucking like 22s and shit, dude. It was so crazy.
That's Grand Theft Auto, you know, right there.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, because there's nothing else to do out there, right? Like, you literally are out there and there's just desert. Like, that's why they have Burning Man, you know? There's nothing for fucking 100 miles in every direction. Like, so, you know, I wouldn't recommend it. And to anyone who lives out there, I'm sorry. Like, I've been there. I've been in that struggle. So I know, you know, I know what they're dealing with. The nice thing, you're close to Tahoe, though. Tahoe has some, like, you know, beautiful women resorts. The lake is gorgeous. Like, you know, you're close to San Fran, but now it's a dead zone. I would get out. Like,
and then from Reno, you basically were like, at first you were like, yo, I'm gonna join the army. And I was like,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I was telling Mrs. X, like my ex I was with her at the time. I was like, yo, this might be good for him, you know, get some discipline. And then like a month later, you're like, yo, I'm moving to Japan. Like, what? And then you moved to Japan without knowing anybody.
Yeah. It was an experience.
So like, what was your life like over there?
Yeah, I mean, Japan is wild, right? Because anyone who's ever been there, the culture is like basically homogenous. You know, like they're 99% all Japanese, right? And then the 1% is everyone who's not. So it's very different from here, where America is such a huge melting pot. You know, you come here, you have all these different cultures. Like, you know, it's just it's totally different being over there, where everyone is exactly the same. So it's kind of like, you know, you stick out like a sore thumb, right? But at the same time, it puts you almost in this like quasi celebrity status, right? Where when you're there, you're treated like, I would go to the grocery store and people would be like, oh man, like, can I get your picture? You look like Tom Cruise. I'm like,
like this. You know, like how that Tom Cruise laugh? You should have done that shit. Tapagana.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, meanwhile, I look nothing like fucking Tom Cruise, but I'm there and they're like, oh man, like Tom Cruise, son. Like, oh my God. So, yeah.
Your day consisted of that. And what did you do for work over there, dude?
I was teaching. Teaching English. Yeah. And so my main gig was teaching kids who were in like middle school and high school, so a bit older. But every once in a while I would teach like the elementary school kids. And honestly, that was the best part of my day, because I would go there. Like, working in an elementary school or high school, you're just like grading papers and like teaching them grammar. It sucks, you know? Then I go to the elementary school and I'm like playing tag at recess and like fucking throwing dirt at the kids and stuff. And like, you know, it was just fun. I was just playing with kids. Like,
man.
it was pretty wild, man. Like,
that's crazy.
You know,
that's crazy because my girl has been wanting a kid. Like, that's like her goal in life, is to like find a dude and have like mad kids. And
just get knocked up.
Freeze your eggs, boy. No, I'm like, but you know, like, I wonder if we would make great dads, because I like children.
Oh man.
But it's like, I know what it's like to take care of a baby for 24/7, because that's what I did. Like, in order for me to be able to pay my rent, my brother, I didn't have a job and I couldn't get a job. My brother was like, yo, just take care of the baby while we're both not at home, because my brother and his wife would be going to work. And I basically raised my niece from when she was 6 months old to when she was like a little bit over a year. That's why I'm so tight with her. So I changed diapers. You know, I watch Elmo, Arnie, Backyardigans, all this stuff. And, you know, there's definitely a lot of joy that comes with it. But it's like, you gotta be, your life is over.
It's a lot of work. Yeah, it's a lot of work,
dude.
Like, over. Exactly. And your life is just, you know, if you don't fully commit to that.
But your life becomes them. That's the thing, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. It's not necessarily over. It's just a new life, right? Like it starts,
Yeah.
And
then they grow up to be like us, and then we're like, fuck.
Yeah, total fucking degenerates. And it's just like, oh, Jesus, what are we doing, right?
Yeah, I mean, I always wondered that if we had offspring and shit, and if they were like, they became friends too. And I'm just like wondering what it is they're up to when they're like in their teenage. I'm like, fuck. Like, you know
That's how you know we're getting old. We used to talk about like music and chicks, and now we're talking about having kids.
Dude, how old are you now?
I think 32. I think
32. Yeah, it's mad funny. I had an examination a couple of days ago, and they asked me how old I was, and I was like 39. Like it was a question. You know what I mean? Like they were filling out a form for me. But I'm gonna be 40 in January, bro. How insane is that?
Yeah, it's crazy. I've known you for more than half my life, I guess. Dude, that's some crazy shit. We go way back, dude.
What's insane is like when you were in Japan, and I want to ask how you did this. You used to send me care packages with like all these Japanese treats.
Yeah.
And like, and I was like, this motherfucker is sending me a giant box of treats on a teacher's salary over there. And
I had to scrimp and save for that shit. That shit was, look, man, I was eating rice and beans so I could send my boy a care package of fucking Monster Hunter toys.
But how did you do that? Like you just bought it little by little, or like you would just see something?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was very much like I would just, because, Japan, it was like every time that I had basically time to myself to go out and do something, I would go to a different area, a new location, and I would pick up, like I would see something that, I would buy and bring back, and basically collected it over a few months and then just send you a giant ass box.
That is insane. It's like the level of dedication to do that. It's like, well, I guess I did. I was thinking like if I have ever done that for a friend, right? And I was like, well, I did send you a Nintendo DS and a copy of Monster Hunter.
You did.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Yo, that shipping was like over $60.
Yeah.
And then I bought the DS, and then I bought the game because in order for you to be able to play Monster Hunter with me, which is like such a big part of our lives. I've talked about Monster Hunter so many times on this podcast, and I basically bought an American DS, Nintendo DS, an American copy of Monster Hunter. Which one was it? Which number? Freedom.
I think we started with 4. I think.
Okay,
or
4.
3. No, it was
3 Ultimate.
3G or 4? Yeah, I don't know.
3 Ultimate.
Yeah,
it's 3 Ultimate. MH3U, because that was the one where you could play wirelessly.
Yeah,
I think that's.
Right. I mean, we were playing way before that, but
yeah, but not wirelessly. Yeah, so I think it was that, and in order for us to play together, because we was hardcore into the game, I was like, I'm gonna send you this, and then we're gonna play, and like, we played, Monster Hunter, man. We played it so much.
The most fucked up thing was the 12-hour time difference. So you would wake up at like 8 a.m. I would wake up at like fucking 4 a.m. to play that shit with you sometimes.
Yeah,
like that.
I know.
Dude,
I know that is crazy. I don't think I've never had that with somebody before, where somebody would wake up or like I would stay up later. Cause you're like, yo, I'm almost home. I'm on the train. I'm in Shibuya. I'm fucking.
Yeah. Well, so you know what? I talked about it before. How like you're there, you're like a celebrity, right? And I think in a way it kind of saved me, because that shit is isolating sometimes. It's like I'm there by myself, didn't know anybody, and it was like we still had that connection and that bond. So really, I don't even think at the end of the day it was about the game, even though we love it, we play it all the time. It was more just about being able to hang out and talk. Yeah, exactly. It was like, that was really the important part,
Damn.
And thank God for that. Yeah, I would have lost my fucking mind if we weren't playing that shit. But,
and you got into a crazy life-changing situation, and this was like a turning point, I think. I think in the friendship too, because I think at this point I was at this phase where like I was trying to do better, like with the people, with loved ones and stuff. And like you got into an accident.
Yeah.
It was like Bruce Lee, the Dragon story, Bruce Lee the Bruce Lee story, Dragon, the Bruce Lee story. I'm getting a little buzz right now. Dragon, the Bruce Lee story with Jason Scott Lee. You get drop kicked in the back by a taxi cab.
Yeah.
And you become paralyzed. You become paralyzed.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, like what happened? Like, explain that whole situation of like how that played out.
So it started, I had a car, right?
Yeah.
And I sold the car, I bought a bike, right? I was riding my bike to work every day, doing all right. And then one day, I'm riding my bike and this guy fucking T-bones me at like probably 25 to 30 miles
You
an
were
hour,
on the
right?
bike.
So I was on the bike. Wasn't wearing a helmet like an idiot. Kids, if you're out there, wear a helmet. Protect your brain. Don't scramble your eggs. So anyway, guy fucking knocks me, right? I go over his hood onto the road, and I fucking basically break one of the vertebrae in my back. So, that shit.
Oh, Spazzman! No! Spaz, come back! All right, so I don't know what's going to happen. Spaz seems to have disappeared. And I'm going to try to hit him up right now. I hope you guys have been enjoying the conversation because I'm basically catching up with my boy right now, introducing you guys to him. I wanted to see how the chemistry was between Spaz and me, and maybe he could be a co-host sometimes.
Can you hear me? Yeah, dude, these are COVID times.
No, don't worry about it. I was carrying it along. I don't even have to edit that part out. I was carrying.
All right, we lost the feed.
How do I sound on your end? Like, is it good?
Sounds good. Yeah.
All right, cool. I was carrying it along. No, you sound great. So talk about the accident again.
All right, yeah. So I don't know where it cut out, but
you broke your vertebrae. You broke your vertebrae.
Broke the vertebrae, yeah. And they said I had 51% compression in my vertebrae, which means more than 50% of it was like squished, you know?
Fuck.
And what happens then is there's all these nerves inside each of your vertebrae. And so it was basically putting it in a vice, and that causes the nerve pain to run throughout your body, right? And then specifically the one that I broke is connected to the nerves that run through your chest.
Yeah.
So it basically felt like I had been shot by like a bullet in my chest. It was so fucking painful. I mean, brutal. Yeah. And basically, I wound up in the hospital. My left ear actually got almost ripped off. It was ripped off up to like probably, no, sorry, it wasn't even my left one. It was my right one. I'm a little buzzed too. A few beers. Yeah, it was ripped off up to like basically the ear now, but they sewed it back on real nice. Yeah. And man, I was in the hospital in Japan for like 6.5 weeks. So that whole time, basically you were one of the few people keeping me sane.
When I forgot how you told me. Did you tell me through Facebook Messenger how it happened? I think maybe you did.
Yeah. Must have been either like, FB or I don't know. I sent you a text message or something.
And I was like, bro, listen, like we're going to get through it. Like I'm going to be here. And like every single moment that I had, I was like, yo, let's play Monster Hunter. Like every single moment that I had, we would get on like Skype or Google Hangouts or whatever. And then we would play Monster Hunter. I would send you music. And like, I literally was just trying to like, that was like my trying to be a better person kind of phase. And I was like, yo, this is my homie. Like, I got to be there for him. And then you miraculously grew your legs back, Lieutenant Dan.
So basically, dude, this shit was fucked up. So first of all, I'm there. I'm like morphined up out of my mind, right? Yeah. And the doctor comes in and he's like, hey, man, so it's not good, right? He goes, we could do a surgery like tomorrow, right? And hope it gets better. Yeah. Or you could wait 6 weeks and then do the surgery. He's like, so why don't we wait 6 weeks and see what happens? Mm-hmm. And then if it's still fucked up, we'll do it. Yeah. So after 6 weeks, I started getting feeling back in my legs and shit. And I started being able to get the granny walker out.
Oh, so you didn't get the surgery?
No, I didn't get it. Yeah.
It'd be mad fucked up if like you were just laying there and the doctor is looking at x-rays and he's just like, Nanda yo kore.
Dude, you gotta remember, I was living out. I wasn't exactly in Tokyo. At that time I was about like 30 or 40 minutes north. So the closest hospital was out in the sticks, dude. They sent me to this place. No one spoke fucking English. So I was there. My Japanese is balls. I mean, I learned from anime and teenage girls. So fucking like my students taught me how to talk, but that doesn't mean I can talk to a doctor and understand what the fuck is wrong with my back. So like,
Holy
dude, it was rough,
shit.
man, trying to figure that shit out. Yeah,
That,
it was brutal. Yeah, but it worked out. I mean, eventually, I'm moving now. I'm walking
yeah,
around.
you're
So,
moving, you're
yeah,
living in Hawaii. I mean, it fucking
yeah,
worked out, bro.
it's,
You know what I
I
mean?
guess,
I
yeah,
didn't break
yeah,
my back, and I'm living in the Bronx. I mean, what the fuck? Like, I should break
yeah.
my back too.
Oh shit! I mean, I was there when your lung got fucked up, though. I remember that. Yeah,
Yo, that, you know what? I don't
yeah,
even think I talked about that on here that much. So like, I was basically in a state of partying as much as I can, right? I just came off of a bad breakup, first love, lived with a girl for 4.5 years. I was 23 years old, had a shit job, sometimes no job, and I was just partying. I was like glow sticking a lot. That's when, you know, we were just getting good then.
yeah. That
You know
was
what I'm
you just
saying? Where
practicing.
every
Yeah.
weekend it was like, yo, how much money do I have? How many party favors can I get so that I can like stick with my friends, right? We weren't even clubbing as much because clubbing was too expensive.
It was too, yeah, we couldn't afford that.
Yeah, and then I was trying to do this move. It's called a backstall, where you like catch the glow stick on the top of your back, but very low to the ground. And then I started breathing funny. I don't know if you were there when it happened, but
I wasn't there when it happened, but we were talking like, you know, that night or the next day.
maybe on AIM.
Yeah, on AIM. That's right. You had the sidekick.
AOL Instant Messenger. So I didn't know that because I talked about this injury in the podcast before. What happened? You got like a monkey trying to steal your beer?
No, I gotta plug my shit in. It's dying. You know.
Oh, you do?
I'm on the laptop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it cool? Is like plugged in?
Yeah, we good.
So, all right. So like basically what happened was I didn't know my lung collapsed. It was my left lung, and like the next day I was smoking a lot of cigarettes that time. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore.
You're smoking Newports, right?
Newport hundreds, the worst, like maybe 2 to 2.5 packs a day. It was fucking bad. It was fucking bad. So I was smoking a lot, and then the next day I was going to work, and I was like smoking, like, and I was like just like I was 2 years old and I was coughing like that. Maybe like another day passes and of me smoking and going to work, I still can't breathe. I'm thinking it's like my back, like some nerve pain in the back because my back was stiff.
Yeah.
Finally, my homie Joey was like, "Yo, we got to take you to the hospital." So I go to the hospital, and I remember this, and I'm not being racist. It was an Indian doctor, and I was like, you know, took the X-rays. The X-ray technician was an Indian doctor. He goes, "You're not going home, man. You're lung collapsed." And I was like, "Oh fuck, bro." Fuck. I had to call my mom, who I barely speak to at that time. You know, I chat with my mom every day now, but I had to call her and tell her my lung collapse, and that was like another disappointment.
She's just there like, oh my God,
felt so fucking embarrassed, and I had to stay there for 4 days, bro.
Yeah.
4 days.
Oh man. I remember at that time I couldn't visit you. Something kept me from visiting you, but probably because I was like 15 and couldn't leave the house.
Yeah, but, I mean,
you know, I remember, like a bunch of guys we knew went to visit you, and they're like, dude, he's like fucked up. I felt so bad, you know. It was just brutal, man.
And for a little while, like I couldn't stick or anything, and that was my identity, man. That's one thing I've been thinking a lot about lately is like identity, right? It just like depends on a different phase of your life, like who you are, you know? And at that time, like glow sticking was everything. That's what gave me status, right? Like people were like, "Oh, Mad Raver Ray is a really good freehander." That was the only thing I had. Like, what am I gonna promote on myself? Like, oh, I work at Blockbuster. Like, you know what I mean? Like, right? Like I work at SDS Jewels. You know what I mean? Like that's not, you know, that's not really something to be proud of. But like if you say like, yeah, you know, like I fuck people up at parties, like, you know what I mean? Like it's a big.
You can't put that on your resume.
You cannot say you fuck people up at parties on your resume. That is not something that you can do. But that was my identity, and I couldn't do it for a while. So like when I got better, I like went right back into it, yo.
Yeah.
I went right.
Yeah, you came back strong. That was crazy. Yeah,
dude,
I remember.
You edited my video, my comeback video on glowsticking.com, where I had the lung collapse and like the Naruto like fucking Remember the end where like I wore the Naruto headband and I was breakdancing and glow sticking? It was hilarious.
Man, we're so crazy.
Do you like miss that kind of life, bro? Like, do you? I think about it sometimes, and I kind of do, but at the same time, I don't. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like,
yeah. I mean, I'm glad that we had that experience growing up. I think it's something that a lot of people don't get or didn't get to experience, and they definitely won't in the future, right? Especially now with this fucking pandemic, right? But like, you know, I think, do I want to do it again? I mean, like, I'm glad that we still get the chance to meet up and party and whatever. But you know what? I don't know, man. I miss the lack of responsibility, I guess. But other than that, like I like we used to go out on the weekends and not give a fuck about what was happening the next day. It was like we just didn't care, you know.
The only thing that we cared about was like, okay, how much money do I have? I'm gonna buy party favors with this, and then later on, I'm gonna buy a sandwich with the rest of the month that I have. That was all we had to worry about, yo.
Yeah. Exactly. Now it's like, dude, if I'm out at a party or something, like, man, do I really want to have this third glass of whiskey? You know, it's like you're thinking about the next day, like, oh, you know.
What's go ahead.
That's what I miss. No. That's I think that's it. It's just, you know, that's what I miss really. The freedom, the lack of responsibility. But everything else, you know, I'm kind of happy where I'm at now. I think you are too. It seems like it.
I feel like I've sort of been coming into my own. It's funny that when I think about like what I do most of the time right now, which is make YouTube stuff, make content on social media, it was like, what's crazy is like, I've always been seeking this, you know what I mean? Where it's like, I create something and I kind of want to see what the reaction is of the masses or whatever, you know, making, whether it's making glow sticking videos, whether it's like DJing or making music. But I feel like this medium is like where I would have shown if I found this earlier, which sucks because, bro, I could have been Logan Paul, bro. You know what I'm saying? I could have been fighting. I could have been fighting Mayweather in a couple of months. You know what I mean? Like I could have been.
Could have been. Again, I feel like we really missed the train on that, right? We were right on.
We were YouTubing in 2006, man.
Yeah, I mean, I remember we used to share videos on like SoulSeek and IRC and shit. Yeah. And then when YouTube came out, we were like, yo, this is the shit because we can just upload it and share the YouTube link. Yeah, it was free. That was back before there were even ads on YouTube videos. That was like when the shit first came out.
It was the wild, wild west. And the people that like realized and just started vlogging and stuff are some of the biggest YouTubers right now. Like their status and their notoriety on social media is almost unattainable now. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like they're just so huge. So huge. Yeah. And what's crazy is we were YouTubing around the time that they started.
Oh yeah. I mean, we were there throughout that whole time when it started. And I think, you know, part of it was, I think, our involvement with glow sticking. You brought it up where it's just like, it was kind of niche, I think, right? And it just, maybe if we had started looking into other things, like, because we used to game all the time back then too. Maybe if we broke into gaming earlier, like this was way before Twitch and all that shit. But I mean, like if we were uploading that, or I think it was just the glow sticking maybe that was a little too like niche. It limited our exposure. Yeah,
and I'm in a niche community again right now, bro.
Yeah, right now.
Harry, holy crap, it's the niche. That's me.
You're missing.
Yeah, he sounds Asian. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh man, bro. I hope it fucking pans out, dude. Drake better start everyday carry tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? You better be
you know what?
Left, right, slice.
No. You have always had this drive to like just fucking go 110% at whatever it is you're involved in, whether it's sticking or DJing or whatever else. It's like you just commit more to it than like anyone else that I know. You know, it's like way more than me. That's for fucking sure. Like,
but I feel like professionally, since you went like down this tech route, like you're actually like further than me. You know what I mean?
No, man, I don't think so at all. It's just a different path, you know. But I think, you know, I had to deal with living in San Francisco. That shit is rough. Like living out there. You know, I mean,
what does rent look like in Hawaii? By the way, I just had that thought right now. Like,
it's actually not bad. It's not bad. Like, I'll tell you what, moving to Hawaii saved me about like $400 a month on rent. from San Francisco. Yeah, isn't
What's
that fucking
food like
fucked up?
out there? Like, is it expensive? Is it like, what's the situation with that kind of stuff?
I mean, haven't been going to restaurants or anything, obviously, but going to the grocery store, it's way cheaper, way cheaper. And that's even crazier because everything's imported. You think it would be hella expensive, right? But it's not bad. Yeah, I definitely recommend it. If any of your listeners are still out there struggling in the fucking slums of San Francisco, get the fuck out and move somewhere else.
Yeah, and it's like, that's crazy because I've always heard that Hawaii was very expensive. My cousin used to live there. He moved to LA because his daughter is going to college in LA, which is like, this is the worst time to do that shit. But he lived in Hawaii for like a long time, like 20 years. And he just moved, like right before the pandemic. Like, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of. I mean, Hawaii's doing better than any other state in the country right now. It's pretty. We're killing it. Yeah, you know. I mean, you got to get your ass out here, dude. Don't fucking. You know, I know you're grinding in New York, right? But come out here and kick it on the beach for like, you know, a minute, right? Come out and we'll shoot a video out here or something.
What's the quarantine like situation over there? Like when
so
you
it's still
there,
2 weeks. Yeah.
Good.
But if you show up, if you've taken a test within, I think like 2 or 3 days, that, you know, will you can vouch, or you can void your quarantine if you use that, right? Like you can just skip it. But honestly, the quarantine doesn't fucking matter because you're just hanging out on the beach all day, man. You know, what the fuck else are you gonna do? We're in Hawaii.
Yeah, they said like the sun is the best thing to kill COVID because apparently like, yeah, do you know that like New York City is killing indoor dining again?
Yeah, I mean,
like, the restaurants it's finished, bro. Like there's no way. They're barely surviving. Like, here's how you know that it's bad. Our favorite Chinese restaurant is China Jade. Sounds mad generic, I know, but some of the best Chinese food I've ever had in New York City, and very like moderately priced, right? So like Kelly was trying to tell the lady, and Kelly is really bad at this. I know this lady like barely speaks English, right? But Kelly is like, going into the story of like, so are you guys gonna be okay? You know how like Kelly is like typical white mom kind of person. Like, so you guys gonna be all right in the next couple of months, right? You know, like it was very assertive. Like the lady was taken aback, like she was taking a defensive position. But Kelly was just trying to be sweet. She was like, because, you know, we really missed eating here. And like we want to make sure with the, you know, there's no indoor dining. And we want to make sure that you guys are okay. Like we were just wondering what's going on. And this is all she said. Like she understood the part about the pandemic. She goes, yeah, this year very difficult. And I was like, bro, if she knows how to say that, you know what I mean? It's hitting everybody like mad hard, yo. Yeah, so
it's rough, man.
What's it like over there? Like how are they dealing with the COVID? It's like not there? Like, is that what it is?
Yeah, I mean, that's it, dude. It's like 100 or less cases a day, you know? And you look at places, dude, California is like more than 30,000 cases in one day, 30,000 new cases. Dude, we have 30,000 cases total for like the whole year, you know?
Yeah.
It's
that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, they still have outdoor dining, right? Yeah. I've been to like one or two outdoor bars.
Is it all outdoor dining? I mean, who the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, I've been to like a brewery or two that had outdoor seating. Yeah, you know, people are big chilling over here, dude. Like you just outside, like everyone's walking around in thongs and fucking, you know, Speedos and shit. Like no one cares.
Are you just wearing a banana hammock while you go surfing?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm out there. Dude, surfing is dope, by the way. Hard as fuck. I picked up a board. Let me tell you, that shit is a workout, man. Yeah,
Are you like okay at it now?
No, I'm trash. But it's fun. It's hella fun, you know. If you come out, I'll take you out, man.
What's the shark situation like? Yeah, like have you seen any?
I haven't seen any. I've heard though that the reef sharks are back because like there's a lot less people. This is kind of the crazy thing about being in Hawaii right now is there's basically no tourists, right? Tourism is down like 93% or something like that. So the only people on the island are people that live here, and it's never like that. You know, Hawaii is built on tourism. So the fact that, you know, it's just locals, it means that like everything's coming back. There's a lot more fish, there's a lot more wildlife and things like that, you know, and it's kind of a unique experience, you know. I mean, I live right like a 5-minute walk from Waikiki. I walk down there and it's like empty, you know, sometimes, which is crazy because, you know, the city is built on tourism.
Yeah.
So,
and you said that like a Hawaiian right there. You didn't say Waikiki like an American. You said Waikiki. There's some little bit of that pigeon twang on
Hawaii.
Hawaii. Hawaii.
Yeah. I'm picking it up slowly, you know.
So have you come across like some crazy land animals then, like that are only native there? Like, have you seen any wild shit?
You know what's crazy about Hawaii? It's like, it's a literal paradise, right? There's nothing, first of all, nothing is poisonous on the entire island, right? What? There's nothing that will kill you. Yeah, there's no poisonous shit here. It's like the anti-Australia. Yeah.
So you guys don't have shrooms? Like, or?
I mean, we have the good ones, but you know, it's like, but other than that, like, no, man, it's crazy. Like, you know, there's no snakes, right? There's no like bugs that are going to fuck you up. So literally everywhere you go, or if you're, you know, I've been doing a lot of great hiking. There's a lot of awesome mountains and shit with like rainforests, walking through there. And you don't have to worry about any of that shit, right? And it's just, it's like paradise, man. It's pretty wild. I understand why people love it here so much, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Kelly is like, after when we were testing out the connection before, and I called Kelly in here to come over here because you look like a guy that's on Hawaii 5-0. He was like, yo, we got to go there next year. And I was telling him, yo, what do you want? You want to move out of here? You want to have children? You want to go to Hawaii? Like, how much money do you think I got?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's, but you know what? Now is the time to do it, man. Like, shit is discounted.
How much was your ticket when you went there?
From dude, like $110. I swear to God. Shit is dirt cheap right now. And you know what? I had the entire road to myself. Yeah.
Oh yeah, what was that like? Dude, I haven't taken a plane. What was the plane like?
I kicked up all of the armrests and I stretched my shit out. I was fucking chilling. I was big chilling, dude. Like, they were just fucking like, there was no one on the plane. It was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. There was probably like, you know, 20 people on the entire plane. Like, and first of all, I've invoked this ritual where when I fly now, it, you know, flying really started stressing me out, which is weird because it never used to. And then as I got older, you know, started having a few panic attacks and whatever, shit was whatever. So now when I fly,
bro, that's why.
Yeah. The solution to flying now is to get hammered. Like, I show up, look, dude, before I get in the Uber to the airport, I'll slam like 3 beers, right? Then I get in line. And then once I'm through, I'm at the bar immediately, just getting tanked. And then as long as I make it to my gate, flying is awesome. Dude,
as long it's like, as I make it to my gate.
Yeah, you just fucking get there. And it's like
you're like trying to give somebody your passport. It's just like some guy going through the garbage, and you think it's like the gate.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's happened. I mean, you know, but let's see. I don't know. Maybe I've missed a flight or two, but dude, it's for the most part it works. Like, you get on the plane and you're chilling, dude. You know, everyone should just be drunk when they fly. It would make it much more enjoyable. Like,
for me, right? I definitely drink when I fly. Definitely, 100%.
Yeah.
Drink a little bit. I don't know if I get like super tank because I'm like mad weird with like authority. I don't know. Like, I get like.
What, when you get drunk, get angry?
I feel like they watching me, like, watch out for that motherfucker right there. You know, that fucking Filipino fuck. Get him. No, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like, I feel like they're watching me, you know, and I gotta be like, you know, like, I give them the passport. But yeah, like, I think now, you know, let's talk about that a little bit. Is like, I've been taking CBD a lot, right? And I got really bad fucking anxiety once I hit like 30, like 30, 35 was fucking terrible. Cause like my dad died, a bunch of weird shit. My brother got cancer. Remember, like, this crazy shit.
Yeah.
And then it fucked me up. I thought that I was handling it, you know, but I think like, you know, because in my family, like, we bottle shit inside. That's how we do it. We deal with it.
Yeah.
And I think my body's retaliation was like, oh, you want to do that shit? Guess what? You're gonna fucking not think everyone's watching you all the time. Like, But since I've been taking CBD, like shout out to Ayla CBD, right? Shameless plug. Like I've been taking really good shit too, like the 7th Hill stuff.
Yeah. I
like,
order that shit at least twice a month.
I feel fucking way more under control. It's like insane. I try to tell people in the knife community all the time. I'm like, yo, if you're experienced, because like there's a lot of like machismo kind of in the knife community too. There's a lot of guys that have guns that are into sharp objects, and you're going into the woods and like feathering.
You get them hey, and you cut shit down.
You're feathering the fucking twigs and making fire. Most of the people. So it's like there's a lot of machismo too. Like there's not a lot of admittance to anxiety, but it's a real fucking thing, and everyone has it, especially nowadays.
Oh yeah.
And I'm always like, bro, just a little drop, like a day. And maybe one at night if you want, like, is fucking good. Like, how's that been for you, man? Like, with the...
Yeah, I mean, it's probably been about 6 months to a year where I've started buying that from you every month. Because, living in San Francisco, this is probably a thing a lot of people don't know about. Yeah. But, like, weed is legal in California, right? You can walk down the block and just walk into a shop and buy a grip of weed. Like
you don't even need a card anymore, or like what's the deal with the
the first time you go, they like scan your ID and put you into the system, right? But after that, when you show up, you just give them your name and they bring up your information and you just walk in. So
you don't even need the card anymore?
Nah, no card.
Wow.
Yeah. The card gets you access to like better medical grade shit. Yeah. But without the card, you can still get basically
like still get pretty dope shit though, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, the quality in general is just really, really high.
I think in Jersey, like that's what it's like now. I think it finally passed, right?
I heard they're starting to do that. Yeah, I wonder if NY is going to do that, but
I mean, there's a lot of billionaires here who would benefit from it. You know what I mean? Like just taxation and stuff on it. A lot of
tax the shit out of it, man.
Yeah. I mean, the amount of people that buy CBD flower, which is like the bud for CBD. It's sourced from hemp. The amount of people that buy CBD flower is the best selling thing in my shop. I get mad customers just buying flower from me. I think we lost Spaz again for some reason. I hope you guys have been enjoying this pod right now. I certainly have. It's just like hanging out with a buddy. And it's just great. Oh snap! My boy,
turning into the robot. Yeah.
It's cool.
All right.
Are you back? I can hear you again.
I don't know. My screen seems to be frozen, but can you hear me?
You can hear me. I can hear you. You're looking at me intently on the camera. It's cool though, because
that's what it looks like on my screen. I mean. You can hear me all right, though.
We are at about the ending point anyway. Oh, he's back. Magnum PI is back, yo.
I'm back.
Yo, 2020 Burt Reynolds.
Damn. I feel like, wait, really? We're at the ending point? Damn,
we did like an hour already. And I was going to say actually that when we got cut off, I was like, this is my boy. Like, and I'm having a really good time talking to him because I don't get to catch up with him that much. And because the reason why I wanted to do this was like I would watch all these other podcasts, right? Comedians or anything, even like athletes and stuff. And I'm like, they always have like a homie like in it, right?
Yeah.
And I was wondering if if I had chemistry with somebody in real life, like I wonder if it would translate the thing. And clearly it does.
I mean, I think we fucking bullshit all the time. Like,
you were like, we gotta have material for the pod. I was like, no, we don't.
I'm trying to be prepared, be professional a little bit. This is the most professional thing I've done in fucking months.
Like I know, like clearly this is professional.
Yeah, dude. I'm here. I'm chilling.
I'm thinking like one of the things we could do is like look up like current like hot topics and talk about it. You know what I mean? Like like recently, what's that artist's name? Like Twigs. Yeah, she's like a UK artist or something.
You talking about Banksy?
No. This is a girl, and she was like, Shia LaBeouf, like she was dating him and he was like physically abusive to her, right? And then, you know, the artist
shit,
like
no
Sia.
way.
Yeah, you know the artist Sia, right? You know Sia?
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
some tracks.
Yeah. She said the same thing. Like they dated and he was like abusive to her too. And you know how he's like a method actor? He'll like get in character, and she was in a car with him and he was like, no one really cares if someone dies, right? You know, like what if I just like kill these dogs? And he just started shooting at dogs outside the window in a car.
What the?
Yeah, and I'm like, that is wild shit. And
is crazy.
I literally just heard that like before I got on the pod. I was listening to another podcast, and I was like, you know, that's usually how they do it. They have like topics and shit that are like funny, and then they riff on it.
No.
Like,
and they bullshit about it.
Yeah, like what do you think? What do you think about what do you think about that? Like with Shia LaBeouf, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I don't think it matters what I think about it. I think it matters what your listeners think about it.
No, but I'm saying like Sam Witwicky is beating women, bro.
Dude, that shit is, you know what I'm crazy.
Saying?
Mr. Transformer fucking do it now guy is, dude. You know? First of all, Indiana Jones 4 sucked. That was the worst movie I've ever fucking seen. That shit was garbage, all right? With the monkeys and all that in the fridge. It's just, dude.
Yo, that was
terrible.
You know what's crazy? Terrible. I have a crazy story about, not crazy, but then the day that so you know this wasn't the first time I was engaged, right? You do know this.
Yeah, I know.
I was dating a girl named Marthy for a long time. I almost married her. I don't know if you remember this. So I went to Atlantic City. Remember, you watched my dog.
I do remember this. I do.
So Marthy and I go to Spazz's house. I drop off my dog with Spaz, you know, and then we go to Atlantic City, and I'm basically proposing to this girl to try to save this relationship, which is like a bad fucking move.
Bad idea.
That honestly is what it is. I was like, you know what? I've done almost 5 years with this girl.
Yeah.
Let me just play it out till the end, and if it gets fucked up, it's gonna get fucked up. That's basically what it was. I am so glad that it got fucked up, right? But what happened was,
not that bold,
so we got we got engaged, and then I want to say, all right. Anyway, we got engaged, and then the next day we were just chilling, and I'm like looking for something to do, and we're like mad tired. We got mad drunk and shit, and I paid for that movie, Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, and the room was charged to my mom, right?
Oh shit!
You know she's a high roller in AC.
Yeah.
The black card or whatever. So it was charged to her, and she fucking first of all, the movie was terrible. Martha and I was like,
worst movie.
What the fuck? And then my mom got the bill later. She's like, did you fucking order a movie? And Indiana Jones?
I love your mom, dude. She's so crazy.
Yo, you know what's funny is like she
can totally see her saying that.
I want to watch your podcast, but you curse too much.
Like, I'm sorry.
Why do you have to talk like that? I'm like, Mom, that's what the viewers want. You know, this is a business now. We gotta, you know. Why do you have to talk like that?
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know if you want to show her that, but yeah. That's fucking great.
You know what I'm gonna I don't think I've ever told this story on the podcast before, but the first time my mom knew that I smoked weed was
this happened recently, right?
No, this is a long time. This is when you and I were hanging out and trying to glow stick and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
It was around that time. I used to pick up mail for my mom like every week, right? This was
I went with you to pick up the mail.
I don't do this anymore because but I used to pick up mail from my mom and drop it off to her in her office. And dude, I went to her office, and do you remember there was a social media like website called Xanga.com. XANGA.com.
Okay,
and a lot of Asians
on it. Mad Asians on it. So, I remember that. Asian MySpace.
Basically Asian MySpace. That's basically what it is. I went to go drop off the mail. She had like this much paper printed out.
No.
and it was my entire Zanga page. And my name on Zanga was Smokey McPot. Bro,
You're fucking kidding me. You're kidding
and
me.
it had pictures of me like going like this, like doing dumb shit, like and writing. Yo,
your mom would totally do that though.
Yo,
like I believe that story like 100%. That's so fucking crazy. How have I never heard that before?
I don't know. Yo, and then she put it, and you know, this is me trying to keep a straight face. I had like blonde hair. I'm like,
yeah,
that was me a long time ago, ma. Like, I'm not like that anymore.
Not like that.
Yeah, has anything like that like ever happened with your mom? Like that you just?
I mean,
is it too incriminating? Because
I think, yeah. Okay, first of all, maybe too incriminating. Second, it's probably a longer story than we have time left. So
no, I mean, look, no, I'm not. I don't work for a fucking network. I could extend the time like till whatever.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, oh man, that's the thing. There's so much there. I mean, oh man, we have gone up to so many fucking shenanigans. I'm just thinking, oh man, I forget where we were going with this in the first place. Fucking, we started with CBD, right? We got somewhere to weed in San Francisco, and then now we're back here. So let's get back there, I guess, right? And then we'll just.
Yo, do you work for the CIA? Because you just went like this with that question.
I'm trying, I mean, first of all,
you're like black files declassified.
Yeah. I have to think of the things I want to declassify, I guess. Right?
What did you think about this podcast experience, man? Like, have you ever done a podcast before, or?
I mean, no, not to this extent, right? Not to something that, like, I've been involved, I guess, with your other, what would we call it, social media pursuits or whatever. Yeah. Like, I've seen you play at tons of clubs and all that. Yeah. And, you know, this is probably the first time I've joined you in this kind of like casual of a setting, right?
On video for like almost an hour and 30 minutes. Because we started.
It doesn't seem like that at all. Yeah, that's at 9, bro. It's like fucking 3 for me or something. No, I think it's like 6 now. But
yeah, it's like it's like 10:30 right now in New York.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, but what did you think, man? Like, how did you feel about it?
I was all about it, man.
I'm trying to think of like segments. This is how my mind works now. It's like I'm trying to think of ways to make the content of the channel cooler.
Yeah, we got to make it relevant to your viewers, I think, right? So here's the thing. Like, I was probably the only motherfucker in San Francisco to ever own a knife, okay? So we could talk about, I mean, dude, you sent me the shit, but like, people out there are not all about that, you know? They're like totally against that shit. So
I have an idea.
What do you think?
It just popped in my head right now. So I have Patreon now, right? And like, I do make some money from it. And I was like, maybe that's when I start sending you stuff, like with the money I make there. And then we'll have like a reoccurring segment where you like pop in and like, yo, this is what I fucking did with it. I took a coconut.
Yeah, send me some shit. Dude, send me a mahehe. I'll chop open some coconuts. And we fucking just, dude, we'll do it live. We'll do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. We'll do it live. Come on, Skip.
Exactly. That's what we got to do, man. Just send me some shit. I'll be out there in the jungle chopping that shit down with the fucking selfie stick filming me. Like,
dude, I would make such dope content if I was there, yo.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm saying come out. Just come out for a week.
I think it's for a week.
Look, you know, what did you say? You got to invoke your white privilege. So, you know.
My white power?
I said white privilege.
You can't just say, I can't apply for a card that just says it. Like,
you just gotta, you gotta get the card.
I have white privilege. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I can't.
That's what you need, dude. Yeah, fucking. Yeah, just I mean, we'll figure out a way to get you out here. Yeah,
I'm definitely gonna head out there, man. I hope that you have at least enjoyed yourself, because I think that the viewers are gonna love hearing about some things that they haven't heard about me, which is kind of like what this podcast is, because you got to remember, I do reviews and all that other.
Well, you're doing the other content. Yeah.
This is like for people that have fucked with my channel for a long time that want other stuff. So
we got a lot of shit. We got some baggage, bro.
Yes. But I hope you fucking enjoyed yourself, man. Like this is really awesome for me. I normally this is the part where I say like tell people where they can find you, but then like
fuck that. They're not finding me anyway.
Hawaii, motherfucker.
Hawaii. That's it. Okay. Exactly. I'll drop one little thing. I'll just say right now, dead on social. Don't find me there. You won't find me anywhere. But I'm thinking about getting some apprenticeships at the tattoo joints around here. So if I get one of those, I'm gonna load up an Instagram and a Twitter with my portfolio and all that shit. And if that happens, word. Mahalo, motherfucker.
Yeah, we're gonna do that, man. And definitely hit me up. I think I'm gonna have you on here again. Like we're gonna test the waters, but I definitely enjoyed it, dude. This was so awesome.
See how it goes. I don't know. If people are into it, they're into it. If not, I'm out.
Trust that you're always fucking doing that shit. That's how it is, bro. He always
they call it the Irish goodbye, dude.
But this is your boy NYC. It's me, Ray, and this is the EDCC saying peace.
Yo, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so we can squad up in the comments.